Hello everyone, in this video I will talk about the power of gunpowder and how it can be used to generate energy and the movement of cars. It is realistic and very environmentally friendly to use the power of the explosion of gunpowder to provide energy and the movement of vehicles. In the beginning, I will tell you about the force that a powder charge releases during an explosion. It is a mighty force that surpasses all that is known to mankind. Unfortunately, the force of explosives is mainly used for military purposes, but I think the situation will change soon. And the force of the explosion will be used to generate electricity and traffic. The production of gunpowder is much cheaper than gasoline and than nuclear power, and environmentally cleaner. What is the energy of gunpowder? When fired, part of the energy contained in the charge of gunpowder passes into the energy of the projectile movement. While the charge is not lit yet, it has potential or latent energy. It can be compared to the energy of water standing at a high level at the mill sluices when they are closed. The water is calm, the wheels are stationary. So we ignited the charge. An explosive transformation occurs, energy is released. Gunpowder turns into highly heated gases. Thus, the chemical energy of gunpowder turns into mechanical energy, that is, into the energy of movement of gas particles. This movement of particles creates the pressure of the powder gases, which, in turn, causes the movement of the projectile, the energy of the powder turned into the energy of the projectile movement. We kind of opened the floodgates. A stormy stream of water rushed from a height and quickly spun the blades of the water wheel. How much energy is contained in a charge of gunpowder, for example, in a full charge of a 76mm cannon? It's easy to calculate. A full charge of pyroxylin powder 76mm cannon weighs 1.08 kilograms. Each kilogram of such gunpowder releases 765 large calories of heat during combustion. Each large calorie, as you know, corresponds to 427 kilograms of mechanical energy. Thus, the energy contained in a full charge of a 76mm cannon is equal to 1 kilogram of gunpowder multiplied by 765 and multiplied by 427 equals 352,000 kilogram meters. And what is a kilogram meter? This is the work that must be spent in order to lift 1 kilogram to a height of 1 meter. As a result, by exploding 1 kilogram of gunpowder, we can lift 352,000 kilograms to a height of 1 meter or 23,000 kilograms to a height of 15 meters. These were introductory data to make it clear what 1 kilogram of gunpowder is capable of. The component of gunpowder is saltpeter, from which fertilizers for agricultural crops are made. The price of 1 kilogram of saltpeter in bulk is 15 cents, which is capable of producing 2.5 kilowatts within 24 hours. Next, I'll show you how to use the power of gunpowder to extract electricity. In 1688, Papin made experiments with a powder machine. This engine worked, but gave little energy because the burning force of gunpowder was used, not the force of the explosion. Engine, as can be seen from the experiments, gunpowder emits less heat when ignited than gasoline, it just burns.
Oh dear, well, it's not very powerful. Well, now we're going to compare this with a teaspoonful of petrol and see how far that goes. This time we're igniting it with a spark plug in the side. You can see what an enormous amount.
In 1688, Papin made experiments with a powder machine. This engine worked, but gave little energy because the burning force of gunpowder was used, not the force of the explosion. Engine, as can be seen from the experiments, gunpowder emits less heat when ignited than gasoline, it just burns. You may ask how to use the power of a gunpowder explosion to produce electricity? Now I will show you the installation for storing excess energy, which was built by a European company in 2021. I've talked about her in past videos. The meaning of this installation is to lift a load weighing 50 tons to a height of 15 meters. At the same time, when lowering the load based on their experience, the installation produces 250 kilowatts. They use the energy to lift the cargo from solar panels and wind turbines. I suggest using the force of an explosion, a powder charge or similar explosives to lift the load. Yes, we place a charge under the load, and in a second a load of any weight is raised to the height we need. In order for this to work, you need to design a suitable installation. The explosion, the cargo rose, the hooking device worked at the top, which is connected to the generator. While the cargo is being lowered, electricity is generated. The load went down, the next charge went off, a second later the load was back up. Thus, it is possible to make power plants that will supply cities with electricity. Similar installations already exist, only they are used for driving piles. This installation lifts a load of 12 tons by the force of an explosion. Solar panels and wind turbines are very harmful to the environment. How much energy and materials are spent on one solar panel, this panel will not be able to generate as much energy during the entire operation. Also, wind turbines are very harmful to the environment. Now I will tell you how to make a car move with the force of an explosion. You need to make an installation with a powerful compression spring. The powder charge will compress the spring during the explosion. The compressed spring will gradually give the kinetic energy of the explosion to the movement of the car. When the spring charge ends, the next explosion occurs, and the spring is charged again in a fraction of a second. It's like an automatic weapon, where the cartridges are fed automatically. You can also use a silencer to prevent explosions from being heard. I think I conveyed the main idea and explained how it works. I will try to make a small experimental installation to generate electricity from the explosion of a powder charge. I used to try to create a perpetual motion machine, but I realized that it was impossible. Our universe is charged from the Big Bang and is gradually wasting the kinetic energy laid down at the beginning of time. Put likes and write your opinion in the comments. These actions will promote this video so that more people will know that electricity can be produced using a controlled explosion. Good luck to everyone and buy. Enter text in this field.